They say time heals all wounds, but I've come to believe it's not time, it's purpose. It's love not for someone else, but for yourself. My name is Kwame. I'm a carpenter, and once upon a time, I built someone's future with my bare hands. Her name was Stella. I met her at the church youth group. Bright smile, big dreams. She wanted to be a nurse. She said she wanted to help people, but money was tight. Her family could barely afford her textbooks, let alone tuition. I didn't have much either, just my father's old tools, a wooden bench under a mango tree, and a reputation for fixing anything made of wood. But when I looked at her, I didn't see a problem. I saw a reason. So I started working harder. Longer days, fewer breaks, took jobs in the next town. Every time I handed her school fees, she'd say, "Kwame, I'll pay you back one day." But I wasn't investing in money. I was investing in her. She got into nursing school in Accra. I remember waving her goodbye at the bus station, pretending not to cry. Told her to focus on her studies. Told her I'd be right here. And I was. Time passed. She'd call sometimes. First, every weekend. Then, every 2 weeks. Then, barely at all. I noticed her voice changing. Not the tone, the temperature. Warm, turned cold. Laughter, turned silence. But I held on. Maybe she was just busy. Maybe she was tired. Maybe she still loved me. 3 years later, she graduated. The girl who once doubted if she could even afford textbooks now wore a bright white uniform and a cap that touched the sky. I couldn't afford a fancy gift. No gold, no perfume, no flashy gadgets. But I had something better. I carved her a special gift, a small jewelry box, carved from mahogany, polished until it caught the afternoon sun like fire. Inside, I burned a simple inscription. For every step you take, may you remember who believed in your first step. And tucked beneath it was a note. I will always be proud of you. I didn't tell her I was coming. I wanted it to be a surprise. The biggest mistake of my life. She looked shocked when she saw me. Not happy, not even confused, just bothered. I gave her the gift. She barely glanced at it. Then came the excuses. I'm working. You can't just show up like this. I'll call you later. But I saw the way she looked at him, that doctor standing behind her. Tall, polished, confident. I was nothing like him. I broke. I started begging. Right there in the hospital lobby. Told her I loved her. Told her I missed her. Told her I waited. She told me to stop. I didn't. My voice got louder. My heart got desperate. Next thing I knew, she walked away. And 2 policemen walked toward me. "Sir, you're causing a public disturbance." That's what they said. I spent the night in a cell. A wooden bench. No mattress. No explanation. Just me. And the ghost of everything I'd built for her. That night, I died. Not the kind of death you bury, The kind you carry. When I got back home, I didn't open my workshop for a week. Didn't eat much. Didn't talk to anybody. People came around. My uncle, my pastor, a few boys from the neighborhood. They sat with me, said prayers, left food, but they couldn't reach me. I wasn't Kwame the carpenter anymore. I was the fool. The man who paid someone else's bride price with plywood and dreams. I stopped going to church. Stopped bathing some days. I'd just sit there, staring at my hands. The same hands that carved chairs for hospital waiting rooms. The same hands that cut through splinters for her future. I asked God questions I knew wouldn't be answered. Why me? Wasn't my love enough? Why build her up, only for her to be taken by someone with a stethoscope and a smile? One day, I walked into my workshop. Dust everywhere, tools rusting, but in the corner was a half-finished cradle I was building for a customer before the whole thing happened. I stood there staring at it for what felt like hours. Then, I picked up my chisel, and for the first time in weeks, I breathed. Every stroke was therapy. Every cut, a conversation. The wood didn't lie to me, didn't judge me. It just let me be. Soon, I was back in the market. Orders came in. I delivered them all. I didn't chase customers anymore. Didn't chat much. Just worked and quietly healed. Months passed. Stella never called. Then, one evening, I was closing shop when Kojo, the town barber, strolled by. He had that look. The one people wear when they have gossip burning their tongue. Kwame, he said, have you heard? That Dr. Stella was with. He's married. Wife and kids live in Canada. She found out last week. I didn't say anything. Didn't flinch. Didn't smile. Kojo kept talking, but I had stopped listening. That chapter was sealed. 2 days later, she came right to my workshop, wearing a plain dress, no makeup, no perfume, just tears in her eyes and a memory in her voice. She said, Kwame, I messed up. She knelt. She wept. She said she didn't know what she had until it was gone. I watched her, but I wasn't angry. I wasn't broken. I was just done. I told her I forgave her, not because she asked, but because I had already moved on, not with another woman, but with peace. I said, Stella, what we had was real, but it's over. Some things, once broken, shouldn't be rebuilt. She cried harder. I walked her to the gate, and that was that. These days, I still make furniture, still wake up with the sun, still carve life into wood. But now, I build for people who appreciate it, people who pay with joy, not promises. And every once in a while, someone asks me, Kwame, why are your chairs so strong? I smile and say, because they are built by a man who knows what it's like to fall and still stand.